Hey guys, welcome back to the Capital Mindset Show. I just want to actually go over something quite interesting that I was actually talking to someone else about, and it is the kind of weird trend that certain YouTubers, I guess, do when they talk about a problem after it's already happened, after the data has been out there for quite some time, and then they make videos after the fact trying to make a claim of some sort that they were talking about it beforehand. And we'll talk about today's creator has been featured on this channel, I guess a couple times here and there, not really too many times, but this individual actually posted some interesting videos today. I'm highlighting them because of how ridiculous they are in terms of their timing. So let's actually go over this. So if you actually go to Financial Education Jeremy, very intelligent fellow to say the least, super smart, smartest guy out there. He actually posted a video saying Bitcoin and oil price just crashed. This is why, and he's has some interesting takes on this in the past, but to say the least, given his portfolio exposure, he didn't see this coming whatsoever. He's only reporting on it really after the fact. And same with this video right here. The housing bubble is cracking. New data in detail. Again, old information. He probably just gets his information from CNBC. I made a video just now talking about how Everything Money did a similar thing, but not to as egregiously levels as Financial Education Jeremy here. But, this is something that, again, you've had plenty of time to actually gather the data on. I can actually point you out to some older videos. This isn't even all the videos, but these are some of the older videos. You can actually, if you're new to the channel, you can ask any of the subscribers down below. They probably know of the live streams specifically. I'll kind of help you out and point you to some of the live streams where we do talk about some of this stuff and some directed videos about some of this stuff. So if you want to look at my oil opinions, you look no further than the ConocoPhillips videos. I do talk about it, for example, in this one. So this is one of the earlier ones in February 6, 2022. If you guys have been following the portfolio, that I post regular updates here and there and talk about my thoughts into what I'm doing. Here I actually discuss my profit taking in oil, that I will begin the process at the time. Oil, specifically ConocoPhillips, BHP, and a couple of other ones were actually big sizes of the portfolio. We made a tremendous amount of profits in BHP for the small amount of time it was in. And for the time that ConocoPhillips was in the portfolio, we also made a tremendous amount of profit as well, upwards of almost 300%. And with that investment, we actually started to take profits at really good prices. So if you actually take a look, I actually was able to get some profits above 100%. Sorry, not 100%, $100. And today, ConocoPhillips is trading at about $80-something. And I share my thoughts here. And, all of you who kind of been keeping track of the portfolio were always welcome to ask me questions on the live stream. That's what the live streams are for. You can kind of see here, I'm going to show you or feature someone's live stream from Milan MO asking me, why did you sell out of energy? Seems like a very undervalued sector in the current environment. And of course, here's the thing about the live streams. They don't have chapters. They don't have chapters because they're too long. And they're usually my unfiltered thoughts at any given moment time, where you guys have the ability to ask me whatever questions you so desire, and for anyone who has disagreements with me to kind of voice them there, and we can have a discussion about things. Okay, so here, this was posted on May 18, 2022. That's when around the live stream was, and this was about the time where I made ConocoPhillips a much further reduced position, and that's what Milan's referring to. It still wasn't yet out, and I actually describe this and talk about this in this live stream, but you can kind of see the minute marker if you want or curious. Go to about 25 minutes. You can hear my thoughts there. You don't have to watch the full thing. This is just to see my thoughts at the time on oil. And I do voice a lot of my opinions. I'll just repeat them here, that the position of Capital Mindset has been that if a given slowdown, and that we were potentially going to have one, as energy prices remain elevated, this would reduce the ability for the consumer to spend on various products. And that being said, that would reduce the ability for the consumer, specifically in the discretionary category, as necessities end up rising. I cover this in a little bit more detail in other videos here and there. I also talked about this very concept in the Ross Gerber versus Peter Schiff debate, as they were also discussing how, one might want to enter energy now, because that was a common place around CNBC. If you listen to CNBC, they would have been telling you around this time that you should be buying energy, not actually taking profits in energy. So I was taking profits while others were wanting to buy it. And again, this is actually what was discussed here, taking profits in oil. Again, you want to hear my thoughts on that, there's the video. Posted on February 6, 2022. That's what I love about this YouTube. For me, this is what YouTube is for me. It's a way for me to actually kind of document my thoughts over a period of time, and you guys can see that evolution, or not, but it's for me to actually have that vlogged evolution of thought for myself. And also I have this video here where I do a portfolio update talking about ConocoPhillips, the position. You can actually see that it is at its reduced position, both them and BHP. BHP was a larger position at this point in time at around April 15, 2022. The position is at about 2.35% for ConocoPhillips and about 0.72% for BHP. You can check older portfolio videos to see at what the allocation was back then, and it was drastically higher, to say the least. So with ConocoPhillips being where it was, yeah, it was a good investment. It was a good investment. BHP was also a good investment for its duration. Actually, if you look on a time-weighted return, I think BHP was probably better because of how short it was. But on tax efficient, it was not. It was not tax efficient. So that's if you're curious. And again, so if you see when financial YouTubers such as this very intelligent individual starts to say, oh, and funny how you look him up, you get this video from this guy. But anyways. You know, when you get YouTubers who are constantly putting out news like this, they're always late to the game, and they're really not providing much value because they're not really getting ahead of anything. They're just actually kind of just a lagging indicator, if anything. So the fact that he's making me, and I'm going to say this right here, and this is actually something I was talking about with the liquidity crunch, which is another thing that we've been talking about for quite some time. You go back into January videos, some November videos, some December videos, ask any of the subscribers. The Capital Mindset community is well versed in the liquidity crunch. I use that terminology because it's very unique, it's very playful. You know, this individual used the word like the media did, the liquidity crisis, which is a more common phrase, I guess, used. And so it describes the same thing. And then we've gone over it here and there. There's even videos. Well, I mean, actually, this one's even titled Liquidity Crunch. And so it's talking about Target, Walmart, you know, the inventory stuff that we're seeing today. But, you know, that was information from back then. I don't know why we're talking about it today, right? So a lot of media is talking about it today, but this all old information. This isn't news from May 18th, for Pete's sake. Even earlier than that, because I forget when I did the actual Walmart one. And even the housing data stuff, that goes back to the Wells Fargo report. That goes back to other stuff that we've talked about, and we talked about it in several live streams, et cetera. So not to rant too much on that, but again, just kind of like, you got to be careful. This is almost like a PSA announcement of sorts, similar to how coal index investing in coal would actually say it. You know, he said something very insightful the other day that YouTubers, and he has a video on that YouTubers who try to put out information like there's something changing every single day aren't really making the videos for you. They're making the videos for themselves so that they can generate the views. This video itself probably won't get views because it probably has a very bad thumbnail and title and whatever. And also it's a small channel. So yeah, just kind of like highlighting that, you know, this is a thing, and it gets a lot of views because you can see he's making tremendous amounts of money if you actually think about it. 41K views there. Blood, you know, saying the word blood, going to be for blood. So what I want to say before I forget is that when people like this are saying all this stuff, it makes me think, again, we're closer to the end of things because you guys have been asking me, well, when are we out of the liquidity crunch? When are we out of the liquidity crunch? Really, it's actually, I don't know, it's probably when people like this start identifying it. And so because they're very intelligent and they make the best moves all the time. So I look to them to see, okay, well, what are they doing? And if they're getting scared, I start to not get so scared anymore. But when they're very bullish, like back in January, again, the meme aged perfectly. Check out the Instagram link down in the description. You can see the meme that was posted again in January that basically predicted his form of behavior and the average retail investor's behavior. So I think it's going to age better and better and better. But with that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.